Hi there. We are going to work on figuring out if something is a function or not and talking about perimeter. The first thing I want us to make note of is that to figure out if something is a function, the x numbers, the x values cannot repeat. So if the x values do not repeat, let's look over here at our table. We've got x and y, and I need us to look at the x values right here. When you look at all these x numbers in here, do you see any of them that repeat? Well, I do. Look, the ones repeat, and in this case, it happens to be that we have two different sets repeat. Since they repeat, this data is not a function. Pause the video and look at the second one and see if you can figure out if it is a function or not. As I look at this data, I'm only looking at the x's. In this, with the x numbers, do any of those numbers repeat? They do not repeat. They do not repeat. That means that this is a function. I didn't spell function right, but that's, there we go, and fix that, function. Okay, so again, you're looking to see if the x numbers repeat. Let me erase this and let me pull my paper up and let's look at the next ones. If I look at these, this time I have ordered pairs. You want to remember that ordered pairs go x, then y. So we are only looking at the x values. So let's go and take our highlighter and let's highlight each of these x numbers. Oops. With each of these x numbers that I just highlighted, do any of them repeat? No, they do not. Since they do not repeat, this is a function. Now, take a minute and look at this other one and try and see if this is a function or not. Well, if I go and I highlight all my x's, do any of those x numbers repeat? Well, heck yeah, in this case, it looks like all of them do. This is not a function. Not a function because the x numbers repeat. Let me erase my board. Let's look at the next type that we are going over. If I can pull my board right. All right, this time we are looking to figure out if something, we're going to look and figure out the perimeter of the figure and then the difference between them. So the first thing we need to remember is that maybe if my screen will be friendly. There we go. We need to make sure we know how to find the perimeter. Okay, it's not wanting to be friendly at the moment. When we have a rectangle, you need to remember that the opposite sides are congruent. So I'm going to label my sides with the same numbers. Now, when I go to find the perimeter, I am going to combine like terms. So I have 4x and 4x and 2x and 2x. When I add all those together, how many x's do I get? I'm going to get 12x. Then I have -7 plus 3 minus 7 plus 3. I put all my constants together, and that gives me -8 or -8. This is my perimeter in terms of x. Take a minute, pause the video, and try and do the other rectangle, just like I did the first one. After you've had a chance to do this, you should have labeled your sides. Once you have done that, now let's circle our x's. That gives us 3, 6, 7, 8, 8x. And then when we look at our units right here, we get plus 12. This is our perimeter of the other figure in terms of x. So now we need to find the difference. Remember, difference means to subtract. The difference in the perimeters between the first and the second one. So I'm going to take the first one, I'm going to put it in parentheses, 12x minus 8 minus the second one, 8x plus 12. Now, when I do that, the first part I leave alone and I can just drop the parentheses. The second part, there is a minus sign here. That's a -1. I need to multiply that by everything in the parentheses. So I'm going to distribute it. I'm going to get -8x and -12. Now, to simplify and find my answer, I'm going to put my x's together. 12x minus 8x is 4x. -8 minus 12 is -20. This is our answer. If you need a minute, you can pause the video and write all this down. And then I'm going to move the screen up and I want you to try and do the same thing we were doing up here, but this time we're going to have triangles. Well, there, oh, made it go crazy. Where did it all go? There we are. It's being a little sensitive. Okay, so let me do the first one with you to find the perimeter. It's a triangle, so I'm going to go ahead and just find my sides. Circle my x's. That's going to give me 7x. 4 plus 2 plus 1 is 7x. Then 6 minus 1 is +5. This is my perimeter of that triangle in terms of x. Please do this next one right here. If you've paused the video, then you can come back and see if you did it right. So now that you've had a chance, I'm going to circle my x's. That gives me 4x, and then 3 minus 1 is 2. This is what you should have gotten for the perimeter in terms of x. So now, go and find the difference between the two figures, between the first and second, just like we did the one before. And pause the video and then come back and see how you did. Please remember that difference means to subtract. So we have 7x plus 5 minus 4x plus 2. What does that mean? I've got 7x plus 5. This is -1 times 4 minus 4x. -1 times 2 is -2. From here, combine like terms. Put your x's together. Well, what is 7x minus 4x? That is 3x. And then 5 minus 2 is +3. Oop, there we go. This should be your answer. Now that's how we are going to find our perimeters and find the differences of them. Remember, so that we are able to practice and know what we're doing. We'll be doing them more the remainder of the week.